Good afternoon. I have been asked to discuss some questions about massively multiplayer educational gaming. So what I'm going to do over the next couple minutes is discuss basically what they are and my views on their use in education. So the very first question is, how would you describe MMEGs? And I guess my description would be that they are multiplayer games that have educational objectives involved. They are in some way created by the creators to have educational objectives or educational value, I guess. They are specifically designed so that whoever is using them or partaking in them has specific objectives that will be realized by using them. I guess one game I can think of right off the top is Fall of Rome. It is a massively multiplayer game that I myself play, and I've been looking at to use in my classroom with my grade 9 social studies class as a way for them to understand the whole idea of the fall of Rome and the impact of various things on the Roman Empire. My next question are, what are the impacts that these games are having now? And I guess for educators, it's the whole idea of a new way of having students meet objectives. We, in the past, have used other things, games, to meet objectives, but this looks at using a technology like the internet to meet the objectives. So it also looks at students being able to meet the objectives in, I guess, a different way, a way that they feel comfortable, a way that they have developed over time. The multiplayer games also allow them to be usually in a character role, and sometimes it's easier to do things in a character role than it is for yourself. They also allow students to collaborate in ways that we don't necessarily see in the classroom. And these new ways of collaborating are very important, especially when we're talking about the way that future business, future skills will be needed, or future skills, for the simple fact that collaboration will be one of the main skills that we will be asking students to have. Also, collaborating not necessarily in the same place. This is one thing that we see right now that is happening, is that there's a resistance to use technology to get together to plan or to do things, whereas people who are already involved in the multiplayer games are having to do this. And so, for example, even as an educator, I have a difficult time having people come or using online software to have a meeting, whereas when I play some of the multiplayer games that I've played, you have to. It's just natural. So there's that whole skill that will become important. I think the whole idea that they're impacting on arts and entertainment, and to some extent they will continue to impact on those, and that will trickle down, I mean, especially college or universities, and into our high schools, where there will be a focus on the skills and the learning that will be needed for students to take part in a way that is beneficial for them, and develop skills that they can use and build upon when they leave high school. The next question is, how do you think MMEGs might be used later on? I guess in the future I see MMEGs being something that replaces, to some extent, group work. I see these games being able to achieve objectives and replace the idea that you would work in a group, in a classroom. You would probably maybe have a group within your classroom, but you would be involved in interdistrict, interprovincial, national, international games where